I'll just take you through one of the applications that I feel like will be easy to use to show you the process of applying, right? So I found this on this vacancy. Let's go there and see what it's all about. So this is always ensure I always have this translator on my Google Translator on, right, on my website. So as soon as I open any website, it's automatically converts it. But the good thing, this website also has language toggle. So let's toggle to English so that it will be easy all through. So this is a particular university. I think this should be University of Brasilia. And this website is for their program of postgraduate program in education, right? So let's go look for some programs that we are going to be applying for today. Okay. So you can see here, public notices and calls for proposal. Then you find your way, come down. If you're looking for a PhD, you click here. If you're looking for a master's, you go here. So let's go for academic masters for this example, so that it will take us there to the masters openings. So yes, here we are. So here, it shows us programs that are open, right? Right? It shows the programs that are no, not programs that are open. Sorry, just all their editals, all the lists of the programs. It's just like a history of the programs they have had all the while. So we click on the first one, and then this is it. So this one was posted February 11, 2026. So let's check if it's still active till now. Today is 25th of February. So that's about 12, that's about 13, 14 days ago. Yeah. So let's see. So downloading this is the way to go. Download, you can see that this has 28 pages. So it's a lot. So downloading and then translating it to English is what we have here. So once you have downloaded and you have translated, you can see I used Google, machine translated by Google, right? So this is University of Brasilia, graduate program in education, blah, blah, blah. So this is the editor, right? This editor gives you all the information you need to apply for this academic master's program, right? Graduate education. So that is it. So this is second academic semester of 2026. That is what you are targeting. So you can see that the information is already here that you are going to get in second semester of 2026. So this is all the official protocol of the course. Everything is done by law and all that. So by the Senate, the Board of Postgraduate Education, and all that, the University of Brasilia, da, 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 da. So they have six ways through which you can come into this course. So the first way is the open competition. So this open competition is general for everybody. So if you are applying, generally without any privileges, without any additional rights, this is for you. So this is the general pool of where people normally fall into. The second one is affirmative action policy system for Black people. Brazil has policies to try to, even out years of injustice to Black people and all that. So this is basically an affirmative action targeted at Black people in Brazil. And then the second one is same affirmative action, but for indigenous people. So this is also, in the same spirit. Affirmative action for Quilombola communities, the same thing for Quilombolas. Then Brazil has option also for people with disabilities. And then the last one is for people transgender, right? So these are parts. These are, parts in which you can use to come in. So there are certain percentages that are kept for Black people, certain percentage for indigenous, for Quilombola, for disabilities, and then for trans people. As we go further in the editor, you will see the exact percentages that are being reserved for all these categories of people in the editor. So this is an email to contact in case if you have any problems with applying or you need more information. This is the email that you contact. This is the department, the office of this department, the full address. Then they are telling you that there are 47 vacancies for this master's program at this time. So take note of this number 47 because at the end of the day, the percentages for all this will be derived from this 47. Good. So let's proceed. Let's proceed all the way down. So yes, we've talked about all this. Good. Now they have started. Of the places available for the master's course, 10 vacancies. 10 vacancies, equivalent to 20%, are reserved for candidates who self-identify or self-declare as Black. So you can see they have started splitting down all those quotas now. So 10 vacancies, which is 20% for those who identify as Black. Then you can see now they are trying to reiterate everything again. Open competition, 47 vacancies. Affirmative action for Black, 20%, which is 10 places. Then 2 spaces for those who are indigenous, you can see. Then 2 spaces also for those who are Kilombola. Then 2 spaces for those who have disabilities. Then 2 spaces for those who identify as trans, right? So for all this, they will tell you, they will give you details of how to identify as this and that. So it's not just that you just go and choose any quota and apply. There are documents that have to back these things up. For instance, the one for Black people, there has to be a document, maybe your passport, and then maybe they have a video call to verify that you are Black, and then you have a written statement also that you self-declare, right, that you are Black. And then, for indigenous, they definitely have their certificates of origin and all that to show that they are indigenous people. And then same for the Quilombolas, and then maybe for medical certificates for those with disabilities, and all that. So you can see the breakdown of the number that they have put. These are the research lines that they have. So just like area of specializations, right? So total number again is 47. Out of those 47, 17 vacancies are for those who are going to research public policies and education management. So if your research is in this line, there are 17 vacancies available in that regard. Then 9 for those going for education and diversity in childhood, youth, and adults. Then the next one is 3 vacancies for those doing pedagogy, teacher training, curriculum, and assessment, right? Then 3 vacancies also for mathematics education. Then 8 for those in, and on and on. And then 7 are reserved for environmental, rural, indigenous, Quilombola, and ethnic, racial relations education. So whichever area your research best fits into, you have an idea of the vacancies in that place and how many people you are up against in terms of competition. Now, 2.6, at the time of registration, the candidate must indicate the name of a potential supervising professor. So this is another very important information. That means before you make this application, you must have gone to check for the names of the professors in the department, find one that is close to your area, go through their work, get familiar with their work, and then reach out to them by email and express interest in working with them. With all the knowledge you have gathered from reading their work, let them know that, okay, this is me. I have a bachelor's degree in this and this. I'm interested in working with you. I've read some of your work. I think we can, further work in areas of this and this and this, So just, a cold email so that you can, reach out to them and then get their consent before making this application. So this is very important. Candidates may register for the selection process in only one of the research lines. If more than one registration occurred, only the last one received within the period established in item 7 of this notice will be considered. So that means you can only apply once for one research line. You cannot apply for 2 research lines in this entire application. So you choose the one that is more in line with your research interests. So now they are further breaking things down. Candidates who choose to compete for affirmative action positions, like if you choose Black, indigenous, Quilombola, disabled, or transgender, must indicate this option on the application form. Yes, on the form, there will be somewhere a place for you to indicate. The information provided at the time of registration is the sole responsibility of the candidate, who will be held accountable for any falsehood. So it's best to be honest. And then, there are further specifications. You have to appear before the Ethnic and Racial Self-Declaration Committee at the time of dates that is established by them. Affirmative action reserved for Black candidates that are not filled will revert to open competition, right? Affirmative this, so all this information is here. Go through, read, and get and digest so that you apply properly. So I always stress that if you are applying, you have to take time, settle down, and go through the whole of the editor. So see, they are giving more details. Vacancies reserved for trans people. So now they are broken it down. Who are they referring to? Trans women, trans men, trans masculines, non-binary, and all that. So these are the conditions for all of them. Now, 2.14, they're talking about scholarships here. Whenever scholarships are available, they should be granted primarily to approved candidates who self-declare as this in accordance to article this. The remaining scholarships will be granted to other approved candidates according to the criteria. So you can now see registration for the selection process. Now, this is the real application now. So this is the link. This is the application link that you will click, and it will take you to the page where you can fill the application form. and the timing is from 8 a.m. March 6th until 6 p.m. March 20th, 2026. Take note that this time is Brazilian time, right? So whichever part of the world you're applying from, ensure that you keep to this time. They don't joke with time. So ensure you apply on time. This is still very early. Today, making this video is 25th of February, so you still have some time. So you can use this time, if you're interested in this, use this time to start contacting the professors, right? So that by the time you have the next 1-2 weeks to do that, so that by the time you send them a mail, they'll take their time, they reply, and then you can build up a conversation with a prof of your interest before the application date opens, so that you are ready and you are really prepared to make this application. The next notice here is that candidates who are the final stages of the undergraduate degree may apply. So you mustn't, so it's not compulsory that you must have fully graduated if you are still on your bachelor's. If you are in the final stages, maybe you are done with your project or with your final exams and you're just waiting for the certificates to be issued, such kind of final stage, you can still apply. And there's also notice for people who have disabilities and require accessibility to take the exams and may not, so they need to request and indicate the kind of support they need, right? So a lot of useful information here for anyone who is interested. They have economically disadvantaged people. And so now here is talking about research pre-project. That's your proposal. So they will describe your proposal and how they want it to appear. Again, latest CV. This is latest CV. I have a video on latest CV. You can check that out. So you must be updated 30 days before the publication of this notice. That means the latest information that should be there should be at least 30 days before February 11th, which is the date of this notice. Then this and this and this. Proof of payment of federal collection form. These are not important information. That means there is an application fee for this, 200 hairs, right? 200 hairs is the application fee for this. So these are the payment details on how to pay that money. All these are payment details on how to make that payment and send them the receipts. So next, I think they also talked about how to apply for exemption. Yes, right here. Candidates whose application for exemption from the registration fee has been approved must attach a declaration of exemption issued by the selection process committee. Yeah. So there is room to apply for exemption if for any reason you are unable to pay for the application fee. So you can also explore that option. So this is the link, right? This is the link to register, submit your documents and all. So you, as the candidate, you are responsible for the accuracy of all the information provided. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So this one is for registration. So I think most of these are for Brazilian citizens. Then they are describing the stages of the selection process for you. This is also a very important aspect of the edital. Selection stages for the academic master's degree courses will be held on the dates and times listed on item 7 of this notice, right? So stage 1 is the written content exam. The written content exam will consist of writing an essay on a topic related to education. No bibliography will be provided for the exam. The written exam maximum of 3 hours and will be held in the premises of the Faculty of Education in locations. That means this course is basically for people in Brazil because they are talking about held in the premises. So can you now see why it's extremely important to read the edital before you rush into applying? Because if you're outside of Brazil, this is now a roadblock, right? Although let's read and see if they made provisions for those who are outside Brazil. So let's read on. Participation of other people is prohibited except if the candidate has requested special accommodation with disability that prevent them from writing exams themselves. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is talking about the candidates arriving at the exam, and then these are the stages of the exam. Oral examination. The exam is eliminatory. That means once you fail this stage, you're out. Oral exam, 45 minutes, 10 minutes with the candidate's oral presentation without slides and audiovisual resources, 35 minutes to be questioned by the panel. The oral exam will be conducted remotely. So you can see now there's a provision for remote during this time. So you apply for the oral exam here. This is a link for it. Compliance with this. Good. So the candidate must access the link to the chat platform 5 minutes in advance, remaining in the waiting room until admitted by the examining board. You must provide an official ID, official photo ID to the board just to identify yourself. The oral exams will conclude with, this. So all this. Candidates whose preliminary project does not result from original intellectual production will be eliminated. This is also very important. So if you are one that copies projects from here and there, or you use AI the wrong way, This is what they are referring to at this point. If it does not result from original intellectual production, then you will be eliminated at this stage. So you have to be very careful. Then the next one is written test, written content test, and then they explain everything here all the way. Let's keep going down. So you can see that the edital has so much detail and information. That's why sometimes when I hear questions from some people, I just know that they have not taken their time to read the edital of that course they're applying for. So this is how you're going to be graded. They even described how you will be graded. So the written test carries 4, the oral test carries 6. So this is how they'll calculate it. They'll calculate the final score, and then candidates who achieve a final grade of at least 7 points will be considered approved, right? So you can see all this information is provided here. The timetable, the schedule for everything is here, right? So I think that they are very fair in how they put out all their. There's even chance for appeal in case if you feel like you are treated unfairly, or if you need your results, your application to be reconsidered, right? And it's only for procedural defects. So they are clarified. So this is for procedural defects. That means that if you feel like they did not follow any of the procedures that they have given, maybe you have read the editor, and in the editor it was stated that the exam will start by 12, and they didn't start by 12, they started earlier by 10, and because of that, it caused you to miss the exam, or it caused you to arrive late, or that is a procedural defect. That means they did not follow their own procedure. They were inconsistent. Those are the only conditions that where you can apply for an appeal, for a reconsideration. Otherwise, I think they have made it very clear right there. So, and it must be submitted by your legal representative. So it's something that has to go legally. So final provisions will be disqualified if you provide false information, if you don't submit all the required documentation, if you don't confirm participation, if you don't attend any stage of the selection process. The registration fee will not be refunded except in the case of cancellation by the postgraduate program. So that means except if they themselves cancel the program, it will not be refunded. Good. So these are the appendices now. These appendices are the actual guide, like the actual formats or guidelines of everything that you need. So you can see some of the lecturers in the faculty. So you don't even have to go to look for them somewhere else. They have already brought their information here. So these are the faculty members from the POG research line who will be receiving students, like advisees, because they are the advisors, right? So we have this one, Adriana Almeida. This is the person's latest CV, right? So this latest CV this link will take you to the person's latest CV. Let's click on this link and see how it goes. So that, why is this important? So that you can use that latest CV to check and see if the person's work rhymes with what you are interested in doing, right? So that you know if they are a right person to contact or no. These people want me to fill this thing now. Bicycle. No more bicycles here, right? So verify, submit. So this they have already made it very, very, very easy for you because they have brought everything. So this is latest CV of that professor. You can see the image of the person, the name, and everything. So this is because of my translator, the page is automatically translated. However, it was originally in Portuguese, right? Yeah, so if you toggle it back, you can see that it's in Portuguese. So let's read it in English. So this is a brief about her as associate professor in University of Brasilia, Faculty of Education, and all this and all this. So what we're actually looking for is her area of specialization and her last or her most recent publications, right? So let's look at this. She had master's and doctorate programs in education, that is comparative studies in education, and professional master's program in higher education management. Doctoral studies in these universities in Lisbon, Portugal, ongoing postdoctoral studies in this, doctorate in, so these are all her areas of specialization. You can see that she's a researcher on the project about PDDE and its integrated actions on these. She coordinates the study group of globalization of education. So you can begin to have an idea. So recent publications are on higher education governance and digital education governance. So you can see this is the area of the person's specialization. So you can start knowing from this point if the person is in line with what you have or what you are doing or not. You can further go down and see more details about the person. You can see the person is a full employed public servant, associate professor for full-time at this university, or that you can see the courses that she's teaching or she has taught, management, this and that. So all these are, good background information for you so that you can use in reaching out to the person. So where I'm going to is research areas and publications. That's the area where I'm targeting. So you can see that these are some of the research projects she's working on or she has worked on. Monitoring and evaluation of projects and programs related to educational policies in present day Brazil. So this is one of our projects. Another project is here. So you can read the full details about the project here in the objective. See what. So these are projects that she has handled or she's handling. Uh-huh. All these projects too will give you an idea of if your work is in line or if it is not in line. So let's try to look at some of her publications. She's even a reviewer in some journals. You can see she's a reviewer from 2022 to present. The journal is GV Law Review. And this one also, Lusophone Journal of Education. She's a reviewer as well. So, good areas of expertise. You can see them. You can see everything is listed here very clearly. So you can see that English understands well, speaks well, reads well, writes well. Spanish, French, Italian. So this gives you a very clear picture about the person that you are going to be dealing with. Good. Now, these are the publications she has, right? So you look at them. It's best to look at the most recent publications, like this one, 2024, it's quite recent. The next one, what year was this? 2025. Good. It's also recent. Good. So you look at the most recent publications that the person has, and then use that also in line with all the information. So you can see that there are lots of publications here. So this person is a very prolific author or prolific researcher. So you can see different categories of publications, abstracts, work presentation, journal articles. You can see them. So this is just an example, right? To show, and there are a lot of other details if you have the time to go through them. So let's go back to our editor. Remember that all these things are from the editor. So you don't need to look for anybody too much to ask questions. You have everything you need here. So you can go through all of them one by one to see who is the best fit for your work. Now, this is the number of students that they can take. So this one is taking two students, so that you have a good idea. They're all taking two students each. All right. Research line. This is the second research line. So that's the first one just for one research line. This is another one. So you check again, check this one, check research line 4, research line 5, research line 6. So it's very broad, right? Good. Instructions for online registration. This will also give you a lot of. So the system will remain accessible during the registration period. That is until 6 p.m. on March 20. Remember, Brazilian time. So on submitting the registration, it will not be possible to modify or add any new documents to the system by canceling the first registration and creating a new one. Okay. The system will not process applications submitted after this. So you must choose only one research line. I think this has also been established before, right? Good. So all this is important for you to know. And so basically, the point of this video is just to stress that reading the editorial is critical. Every information you need is already here. This is the declaration, self-declaration. If you are an indigenous, a member of the indigenous community in Brazil, so you declare self-declaration. You declare here. I think there's also the one for Black people and for Quilombolas somewhere. Yeah, good. This is the one for Quilombolas. So you declare, you say self-declaration if you are Quilombola. Then this next one is for Blacks, I guess. Okay, this is for trans. This is the declaration you declare. Confirmation of interest in filling the form. So I think this is basically it. Going through this page 28, here we are. Good. So when you go through all this, you know exactly what you need. And then as soon as you click the link in that place, it takes you here to this registration form. This is the form to fill in order to start applying and putting in your details. So you can see, right? You can see here, the form is here. Start putting in your details. If you are not Brazilian, there's nothing. If you don't have a CPF, then you have no business here, right? So you can see where they put obligatory. That's obligatory, right? That means it's compulsory to fill in this, right? So you fill in all that, your name, your date of birth. These are just basically bio data, right? So you fill in your bio data, and then let's check the next one. Place of birth, where you were born. You put all your details of where you were born there. Then documents is the third page. You go there. Passport is obligatory. Put in your passport number. You put in your registration. All this, if you have them. All these are not obligatory. Okay, this is actually for Brazilians. Yeah, because they're talking about voter registration here. Yeah. So all these are for Brazilians. So once your passport number is already here, then basically you are fine. Just the issue date and then you continue. Then your address. So this is about address. So basically, all these are just basic things that you can just fill. So this is where they're asking you if you are applying for any of the affirmative action. Remember, we talked about the affirmative actions earlier: the quilombolas, the black, the trans, the disability, and all that. So this is where you fill in all that. So if you are applying for any of them, once you click, then more forms will open up, and then you apply. Then this is for these are specific questions for the course that you're applying for. So you choose your research line here, whichever research line you are going to choose, and then you upload your proposal here, upload your all the documents that you have, academic transcripts, your diploma, which is just your certificate, registration form, duly filled, and then when you finish, you click on finish. So remember, they said PDF files only. So all these are instructions that need to be strictly adhered to. So once you click finish, and then that is it. So you can see all the details here for the course. So I wish you all the best in your applications. Remember that this group is for um, providing information for people who are interested in studying in Brazil, for postgraduates, basically for academic postgraduates, masters, PhDs, also for professional masters too as well. Yeah. So if you want to get more information, you like stuff like this, stick around. If you need help, you can reach out. The group link will be in the chat box. So there you can reach out, join the community, and get either general information or personalized